She is completely unexplainable. You think she's a good girl, but once you get to know her, you realize she's everything. She's crazy, she's funny, she's honest, and you'll never know what she'll do next.
Yay! 2024 could not get here soon enough. Anyway, hi everybody. I'm so glad y'all came back to Being Tracy. This is my podcast, Tracy Bush-Pate, and I'm just here to share with you what I have observed and what my feelings are about things going on in my life, because I can only talk about what it's like to be Tracy. I can't talk about what it's like to be you. But maybe you agree with some of the things that I've come across and experienced. Anyway, I went to a Christmas party this last weekend. It was called Joe's Ultimate Christmas Party. Okay. And there were 300 people there. It was at a house. He had it catered. He had a bar there. It was amazing. A lot of people. And, I was there with my friends Carol and Bella. And, we were just, kind of all sitting around talking to everybody. And then we started dancing, and Bella, she starts drinking a little bit faster than the rest of us. And by the middle of the party, we all look over and Bella is kissing an old guy. And this became the conversation of the night. Like, did everybody see Bella kissing the old guy before she left, And anyway, then I noticed my girlfriend Carol inside, who wasn't acting at all like herself because she really likes this other guy. And he was really critical of her drinking the night before. And so at this party, and she had on a strapless outfit. Let me tell you, this girl Carol is amazing. She's like 69 and beautiful, gorgeous woman. And so she looked great the way she was dressed the night before. And she just got a little bit tipsy when we were all out. And so then at this party, I told her when I saw her the next night, it looked like she was weaving. She had yarn and she was weaving it into something because she was sitting there all by herself next to this guy and not reacting to anything really, not looking like she was having much fun, but she was with this guy that she really liked. So she had stopped drinking and she had worn what he wanted her to wear, which was something, that covered her whole everything. And it was just bringing to mind to me how, I told her the next night, I said, you can't change to be with someone. It's not good to be with someone if you have to change and not be yourself. How much fun were you having that night, So anyway, then it comes to me. What was I doing during the party? Okay, well, I was holding my favorite spot right at the bar. Okay, I love it. There are only 2 bar stools. I scored one of them and I wasn't going to move. And I had all my girlfriends sit in my seat so I could go to the bathroom and stuff like this. But then I don't know, all of a sudden this amazing man appeared and he had a pocket square and he had longish hair and a jacket on and came over to me, started talking, invited me to dance with him, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, we're dancing on the floor. We're getting along great. We're having a couple of kisses, nice kisses. And then we go off the dance floor and we're talking. And I said, so you said something about what? Are you still married? And he said, well, yeah, I am still married, but I've been separated for 3 years. And I said, I'm not interested in a guy that's still married. You're still married is still married. And so then, I said, look, I deserve something more than that. And this is what I'm telling him just right off at the party after I just got done kissing him and dancing with him. And next thing I know, he had to go to the restroom and never came back. And then his friend who brought him to the party came over to me and said, well, he's married, don't you? And I said, no, he said he was married, but he isn't with his wife for like 3 years. And he said, oh, no, he's married. So there you go. That's what you have right now. If you're single in your 50s, is men that want to control you and tell you how to act, what to wear, and also a man that looks amazing and is amazing and told me at the party he thought I was the most amazing thing he'd ever seen, but he's still married. Or you've got like Bella and you're kissing the old guy. So I don't know. I don't know. Where are you going to go from here, right? So then another thing that happened to me this weekend was I went to an event, and a friend of mine had invited me, and well, let me get my feather boa here. Got to get this up in this picture. And she was off talking to people, and I was just meeting people like I always do, getting their number, getting their name, adding them to my database, you know. And there's this one particular gentleman I start talking to, and he's from Naples, where my kids live, very handsome man, builder, you know. So now I'm thinking, okay, he's checking off the list of my soulmate. I might have found my soulmate here at the party. And then I find out, I'm like, well, how did you meet my friend? And he says, Bumble. I'm like, So she found my soulmate before I found my soulmate. So now I'm like, Now how does that make you feel, Ben, when that happens to you? When you are, does that ever happen to you where you think you found your soulmate and then you find out, wait, someone else already found your soulmate?
I think it's happened to me before. Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
Yeah, and it sucks. It really does suck. Because you're like, wait.
Well, so then what do you do?
Maybe I guess that wasn't your soulmate.
Okay, so what I always do is go back to the dating apps, right? So I go back to the dating apps, and I'm thinking, oh, why can't I meet anybody like that? Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to manifest that I'm going to meet the right guy, okay? So then I figured out there are two kind of guys on the dating apps. One is the kind of guy that just says hi and doesn't respond. And maybe you don't say much either, hi, and you don't respond. And then there's the other kind of guy that says hi, and you don't respond. And then he says, why aren't you responding to me? What are you doing right there? Tell me what you're doing. What are you doing? What are you wearing? Can you send me a picture of you? What's going on there? Which kind of guy are you, Ben?
Well, see, now this is actually awesome that we're talking about this, because I try and find something witty, or whenever I'm like looking at a girl through the dating app, I'll always try and find something to start a conversation with. Like, I won't, maybe there's a picture in the background and I'll be like, oh, I really like that picture. Where did you get it from? From an art? You know, I'll try to like bring something from outside perspective.
Okay.
But it doesn't work. Dating apps, they suck. Like, recently, they just, you know.
Now, don't
hard.
say they suck,
All right.
because they are good. It's a vehicle. Remember the last podcast that I did talking about the dating apps? It's a vehicle to bring people into your environment. So you have to bless them, right, Ben?
Yes.
You have to bless them. They provide good. Many people have found their soulmates, just because we haven't yet.
Yeah, I guess I'm being a little, what's the word?
I mean, remember, I've been on the dating apps for 13 years. I used to just swipe, looking so fast. I got to hurry up and find my soulmate. And now, 13 years later, I'm on and off them. You know, and then things like that happen where I think I found a really great guy, but he's not mine. He's someone else who already found him. So then I'm like, okay, let's go back to the dating app. Let's give it a chance. You know, let's let it do what it's supposed to do. So anyway, then... you know, now I flick a little bit slower. You know, okay, I'm not in any hurry. He's going to be there. In fact, that Bumble app always says to me, oh, this guy already likes you. Do you want to see him? Pay more. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to see him when I see him. So I'm just going to let it come up when it comes up. And then, you know, sure enough, when it comes up, then he doesn't respond to me a lot of times. That's what happened recently to a guy that they look like they're amazing, and then they don't respond to you. So I think they must plant those people in there. What do you think, Ben? Does that happen to you too?
All the time. And I don't know, I haven't ever paid for like Bumble or anything like that. So I don't know how that works. Like, so you pay and then it unlocks it, and then you can see who liked you.
I guess so. I've never done it either.
Even though they're going to pop up eventually, right?
Well, that's what it says. It
Yeah.
says this person already likes you, so hurry up and pay extra, and then you can see all these people that already liked you. I'm like, well, if they already liked me, they're gonna still like me for a while, so I'm not in any hurry.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
All right. So then the other night, another thing that happened to me was this guy said to me, "You also run the risk on the dating apps of being totally insulted." And this guy, and I've heard something like this before, but he said, well, he liked me, and I had seen him out before, and so I matched with him again because I like the way his first picture looks, right? But then when I go through the whole thing, I remember I met him. It's not exactly what I'm looking for. So then, but we start chatting, and then what do you say? I mean, like, how you don't want to let him. You like the person, you just don't maybe want. They're not what you're looking for to date, right? So he says, I don't know, something about wanting to have me over to go swimming or go to his pool or something like that. All of that sounds very intimate, and I'm really not ready to do that with a person that I'm not even sure, how much we have in common. And so then I said, I'm just not really sure I'm in that place right now. I'm trying to, be nice, just be nice. And he says, it's hypocritical for me to be on Bumble. He said he thought it was hypocritical for me to be on Bumble if I'm not actively looking for someone. Well, duh, I'm looking for someone, but I just don't think he's it. So is that a reason for him to insult me and say it's hypocritical for me to even be putting myself out there? What do you think, Ben?
Well, I think someone just got a little hurt. I think someone was a little offended that.
So
you're
then
into
I
him.
just deleted him right off the app, and then he said, yeah, exactly, or something like that. And I was just like, everybody just be nice to each other. Can't we all just be nice? So, Ben, I'm living alone. I've never, ever liked porno, Ben.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I've dated men. They want to have porno on. I'm like, no, I don't want any competition. I don't want something else going on that you're looking at and not looking at me.
They want porn while they're having sex with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
They
want to have the whole thing going on.
Let's get a red flag. Can we get a red flag? We need to have some red flags.
Is that a red flag, Ben?
Well, personally, I've never watched porn having sex.
Yeah, well, that's happened.
Yeah.
A couple of times people have said that to me, that they want to have
I think
sex
it's
with me
different.
while porno's going on.
I'm like,
I don't want any competition. I'm like, the show is here.
Yeah,
the show is
yeah.
right here.
Well, the only
Please avert your eyes from the television. Avert your eyes, please.
Tracy's got all what you need. Ladies and gentlemen, step right up.
Are we together right now? Are we intimate? The show is here. We don't need to have the TV on too. Like maybe a little mood music,
Yeah,
mood
that's
lighting,
all. Mood music, mood lighting.
But then I have to admit, Ben,
Get turned
the
on
other
a little?
night I was home alone. I'm not doing a lot of dating now, Ben. And I was home alone, and I thought, I'm taking hormones. I mean, I'm like, my hormones are raging. I'm feeling like a kid again. And I really would like to have somebody intimate, and let me get my feather boa here. Intimate and, share a special time with. And then I thought of porno. And I thought, maybe I would enjoy watching porno. So then I thought, now to watch porno, do I have to turn on the TV for that?
Wait, isn't it just porn?
It's
just porn.
It's not.
It's no. It's just
not
porn.
porno?
No, it's just porn. It's just porn. I gotta stop you from saying porno over and over again. It's just porn.
I looked up porno on YouTube to make sure it wasn't gonna flag me because I'm like, I just wanted to make sure.
It's porn. It's like porn, but I think porno is like back in.
Okay. So porn.
Porn.
I think slang. So I'm sitting there thinking, porn. Okay, so what channel is it on? I'm thinking, okay, now I got to figure out how to turn on the TV so I can watch porn. What channel is it on? So then I thought, Siri, turn on porn.
No way.
And nothing happened. So then I thought, Alexa, turn on porn. Alexa, turn on porn. Nothing happened. So I'm like, and then I was thinking, is it only on my computer? Is porn only on my computer? Like, I mean, like I've never watched it on my computer, but I've heard of men watching porn on their computer. And I thought, that doesn't sound really romantic to be watching porn on my computer. What do you think, Ben?
Well, I mean, definitely that's where, I mean, porn is on, the internet. I know it from, I know that porn used to be on HBO, right? Late at night, but now I don't think they even do that anymore.
Porn?
I don't think they put it on.
It's not on TV anymore?
I don't know. I actually, I don't think.
It's not on Netflix, Ben?
I don't.
I know how to turn on. I have turned on Netflix by myself.
I think you literally just have to go. I mean, you literally go on the website. And
now
just
I have to go back to that app on the TV and type in PORN, and not porno, not porno, porn. Is that what I have to do, Ben? I have to figure out how to turn on my TV to turn on porn so I can watch porn.
I mean, yeah. If you can search,
and then that's gonna give me that feeling of not being alone and being amorous.
Well, I don't know. You might have to get a couple friends.
A couple friends?
Remember
Ben,
those?
how many people am I gonna watch porno with?
No. I'm talking about. Remember those toys that I thought you had?
Oh, that you thought I had. Oh, that. I alluded to the toys that I have.
Yes.
Before, and so
Yeah.
that's why Ben is saying that he thought I had toys.
In previous episodes. So I was like, you should invite some friends while you're,
Okay, well, toys. All right, we call those my friends now.
Those-
Okay. Okay, I get it. Okay, well, anyway, enough of that. Let's go on to blog time. Is it blog time?
Wait,
Yes, it is.
So are you telling me it is blog time?
Okay, yes, it's blog time. Okay, so now my blog this episode brings up a great question. I was out with a new friend that I met recently, and she's a very, very affluent woman, happily married, second time. And I was just talking to her about, that I'm looking for my soulmate, or I'm hoping my soulmate's looking for me. And she said, Tracy, don't look for your soulmate. She said, my mom always told me, look for a man who's 20 years older than you. What? I was thinking, what? I was thinking, I'm not going to lie. I was thinking, how good can sex be? That's the first thing that popped in my mind. How good can sex be with a man 20 years older than me? I'm 55. That's going to make a man 75. Ben, what do you think? What have you heard? I don't know. Is that the right age range for me, 75?
No, I don't think so.
There are drugs and things now, Ben, that people are using that could bring them right up to speed. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think?
I think, personally, if that was the case, I would think you would just use your friends, use your toys.
Back to the friends. We don't call them toys. My toys are not my friends. We're not going to call them my friends, okay? That's a little confusing. Confusing to me.
Okay, fair enough.
But anyway, this brought up a great question. Do I marry for love or money? And so then I have to admit, I was researching it yesterday at home. And researching all, so she married a man 20 years older than her the first time around when she was 25. She said he died after she had her first baby at 51. He was 25 years older. And because he had an aneurysm at 51. All right. So then the second time around, I called her bluff. The man that she's married to now, she's 70 or almost 70. And she's married to a man who's only, like 6 or 7 years older than her, who's very handsome. They both look great, but I don't know. So then I researched what are the advantages to marrying your soulmates as opposed to marrying for age, maturity, money. Because if you're going to marry an older guy, you're going to not want him to just be on top of it financially and responsible and everything, but you're going to hope he has a little bit of money on him, right? If he's 20 years older, wouldn't you think, Ben?
Yeah, definitely.
So anyway, the advantages that I found to marrying someone who is actually more mature than you is that they're more financially responsible, which, hey, let's not lie. That's attractive. And listen, someone that's going to listen to you, someone that's going to want to please you rather than maybe just be more into himself. That's what you get, I guess. when you find someone who is more mature, 20 years or so, and someone that's more even-keeled, more patient, right, Ben?
Yeah.
And someone that's not going to show off. That's not full of a bunch of show, but actually does what he says he's going to do, or has already done what he said he's going to do. So anyway, I also watched, so then I started watching videos on sex and how important is that in a relationship? Because she never even mentioned to me how sex is with an older man, you know? But I was just, that's the biggest thing I was thinking about. So I told my girlfriends this, and the first thing they said was, yeah, but what about the sex? Okay, so I found a great quote last night, which was, sex is only important when you're not having it. In a relationship, it's only important how the sex is when you're not even having it. And so I looked through Google. I'm searching everywhere. Google. 2013, Google said, people whose primary reason to marry is other than love, such as to have children with someone they believed would be a good co-parent, to have financial security, or for companionship, generally have a longer and perhaps better marriages because their choices were made with a purpose. Okay, that was written November 18th, 2013. So then 10 years later, Google came out with this one. Mutual love and respect may allow relationships to be happier, stronger, and longer lasting. A marriage purely based on financial means may not have the same depth of connection. That was written October 15th of 2023. So then I'm looking at more places. I'm like, I still don't know what to do. Do I marry for love? Do I marry for the man who I have a great connection with and a great sexual chemistry with? Or do I just think to myself, well, you know, that's gonna die eventually, right? It's gotta die. But why does it have to die? Because I saw other videos of people who are still in love after years and years and years together and still have that chemistry. And so I think, well, I'm not going to get down to what I think yet. But anyway, the key points of the Psychology Today article were, money cannot buy love, but money increases the chances of finding love, and love decreases the need for money. A higher income is associated with less daily sadness, but not more daily happiness. A partner should not be a means for your success, but one with whom you share joint flourishing. So anyway, in summary, Ben, what I decided and what I have found to be true in my 55 years, 55 years, this is what I've come to find. Respect is the key. You've got to have common goals, and you've got to have communication. And then if the sex isn't good, you've got to have communication. And you know what? I think that sex can be good at any age right now with all of the different things they have going on with the different drugs and things like that. What do you think, Ben? What do you think of my analysis?
I like it. I think it's important, and I think it can definitely be done at all ages. So I agree.
Well, you say at your young age of what?
I'm 26.
26. So at the point of the 26-year-old, 55-year-old, we're in agreement. Now, okay, so now this brings me to my blog. Blog time.
Wait, we already had the blog, but we did a blog. We already did
I've got it on here twice.
Yeah. You want to do another? We can.
No.
Okay.
I didn't read my blog yet.
Oh, you haven't even read the blog. I mean,
This
you know what?
isn't my blog.
Just for you. Ready? Here we go. Blog time again.
Okay. Well, this is the story. This is the story that goes along with it. So I guess it's the blog. But anyway, this is about a man who reached out to me when I lived in South Beach on a dating app. And the first message I didn't see, he said, July 15th. It was almost my birthday. My birthday is July 21st. Love your photo on Fisher Island Ferry. I keep my boat about 600 degrees east of where that photo was taken. You may have passed me. Went by, you know what? You get so many messages on these dating apps, didn't pay any attention to it. Next message he sent. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I love your shoes. I'm like, what? He likes my shoes? So then I look back at his message. Like you said, Ben, you got to say something intriguing, make them think, not just hi, hi, hi. Who wants to answer hi, hi? Sorry, I'm busy. I don't have time to look at a hi. I don't know. Like, invite me to do something. Invite me to talk to you somewhere or something. Don't send me hi, hi. Okay? Anyway, this guy, he was a reasonably attractive guy, okay, for what I like, okay? He was a little shorter than I like, okay? And attractiveness is always relative to what they have to offer, what they have to say. This makes a man more or less attractive. Okay, well, the more I talked to him, he started getting more attractive. One of his pictures had him in it. Another picture had a boat. It looked like a boat. A big boat. It looked like a big boat. Okay, so I'd been hoping to go out in the boat soon, so I started thinking, well, let me look at this guy again a little bit closer. And he said he was making payroll, and then he planned to go out in his boat this afternoon, and he invited me to lunch. Okay. So when he picked me up, he had no idea where to take me. Okay, this is a blumber. This is a blumber when you pick a woman up and you say, where do you want to go? When you pick a woman up on a date, you better darn well know where you want to take her. That's a little, because we don't want to go out with a guy that doesn't know where he wants to go, okay? Anyway, oh wait, let me get my fur boa. It'll just keep falling off here. Anyway, I wasn't that hungry. As usual, right? As usual. Let me click off my little thing there. But he said, why don't we go to a mall somewhere? A mall somewhere for lunch. And I look at him and I said, a mall? You want to go to the mall? And so then he said, well, sure, whatever you want. And I said, well, I'm not a big mall girl. That's not really my thing. And but then I remembered in South Beach there is a little kind of a strip mall that I took my daughter to for lunch one time. It's I don't know if they still have it. Their Icebox on Purdy Avenue. It's called Sunset Harbor. All right, so we went there. I wasn't that hungry. I just ordered a soup. He ordered a wrap, and we got to know each other a little bit. And then we split up some lettuce wraps. We had a real nice time. He was Persian, and he was an attractive, hairy guy, and he was attractive in a sweaty way. Okay, which reminded me of the mattress that I was buying at that time from iSleep, one of the vendors in the American Chiropractor magazine, iSleep, became good friends of mine, and I asked them to please put a plastic covering on my bed because this guy was a real sweater, just in case it went, if it went good, I wanted them, just in case this relationship started to be more, I wanted them to put a plastic cover on my mattress, like keep that mattress safe, So anyway, then he tells me he's in a BMW loaner car, okay, that he hates, and he wanted to go to the dealership to trade it in. And so he asked me if I wanted to go with him. And I was like, sure, he seemed really nice. I said, hey, it was only lunchtime. We had a great afternoon planned. And so then his next question was, okay, well, what should we do first? Another time, like, don't ask me what we're going to do first, please have an idea in mind. But I said, well, look, I'm having fun. Let's do whatever you want. I'm with you. Okay. So first we went to his boat that was docked in a very elite area of Fisher Island, and it had a big gate. Okay. And it had only it was like such an exclusive area. There were only like 2 other huge yachts. Okay, he pulled up, and I was listening very closely to make sure that this was where his boat. And so he pulled up and talked to the gatesman, who clearly knew him, as they were exchanging pleasantries. And then the man said to him, okay, you want to go visit your boat? Okay, so I'm listening. All right, I'm listening. This may really be his boat. Okay, so then as they're opening the gate, I start thinking to myself, well, geez, I'm sure it's just as I was walking through the boat, I started thinking, I'm sure it's a strange coincidence that this 130-foot yacht has the same identical color in it that my towels and bedding that I just bought for my place are. You know, I thought, boy, that's kind of a coincidence, don't you think? His bedding and towels are the same color of what I just bought for my place.
Interesting. That was
a coincidence, right?
Pretty good.
That was a coinkydink. I was like, I'm looking for signs. Is this my soulmate? Could be. It's right now. We're sure it's his yacht because the guardsman said, and the color of his design in the huge yacht is mint green, which is what I had just purchased for my place. Anyway, he seemed to be all that he was, and he showed me pictures of an air show recently that they had that I actually had watched in South Beach from a friend of mine's place in the Continuum. We watched the air show when there was a military air show there, and we could see his 130-foot yacht down in the water. The airplanes were using it as a sort of a directory for the planes in the middle of the water. So I was like, wow, that's really impressive, you know? And I said, well, my criteria has always been, if I'm going to go on a boat, I just needed to have a bathroom. And he said, well, this one has 11.
11 bathrooms?
Yes. 3 kitchens on board, crew cabins, staterooms, huge closets. All right, he said it's a very expensive boat to take out because he needs to have all the crew. And last time he took it out was in July for that 4th of July festival that the military planes were flying around. And he had 50 people, including the president of Puerto Rico. Okay. Another thing we had in common, he has 3 daughters. I have 4. Okay, so it's starting to sound really good, right? And then he says his ex-wife is a lawyer, and they were married 19 years, still friends. Single, he's been single 3 years, which my quota is the guy has got to be single for at least 2 years. I think that you need at least that long to get through what you're going through after divorce. What do you think, Ben? I mean, in your young age, just imagining, what do you think?
Yeah, I would say probably a little bit longer. Yeah, 2 years. Yeah, year, maybe a year and a half. Yeah, no, but I think you're right. I guess I've never gotten to that point yet, so I can't really.
You can't really say.
Yeah.
Well, you could probably speak of your parents, you know, how they are right now, but.
Yeah, I would say you need at least 2 years, yeah.
So anyway, after the 130-foot yacht, we went to get his car at the dealership that he told me about. It was a Rolls-Royce Phantom convertible, only 2 in this world in this color. All right, I almost brought a picture of that, but I thought someone's going to see that car. If there's only 2 in the world, I didn't want to draw attention to it, but just so you know, it's a Rolls-Royce Phantom Blue.
Phantom Blue.
Phantom Blue. Anyway, next he said, he said again, what are we going to do? Okay, what are we going to do first? He always was asking me, what are we going to do? He didn't want to go anywhere where there were a lot of people. He seemed to like the boat life. So I was like, let's just go out in the boat. You know, let's do something out in the boat. And he said, okay, well, we got to get snacks. All right, so now I'm
that kind of guy.
I know. I was like, this is awesome. We're going to get snacks. But then coming from the limited mindset that I have, I was thinking, who do you think has to pay for the snacks? I was imagining I have to pay for the snacks because that's kind of, I was thinking when I saw this man walk into this little store and get us all these things to eat and drink and all this stuff and pay for it all himself, I was like, wow, I need to raise my mindset, you know, like, what am I doing expecting I'm going to have to pay for these snacks? Like, this man is a gentleman. Of course, he will pay for it. And so finally we made it to the Coral Gables Yachts in Miami. There were 2 boats. He had 2 boats stocked. One was 80 foot and one was 50 foot. We put our bags of cheese and wine near the 50-foot boat, and he pulled me over to the other boat. All right, so then we went out in the other boat. He drove very slowly. I mean, I really didn't even know where we were going. I mean, we're just going out in the water somewhere slowly. And, but we're talking, we're having fun talking and drinking and eating and kissing and, just talking. And then I was like, I wonder what we're going to do. Like, where are we going? So then we kept going. And then I realized we're headed for what he called the lighthouse. There's a lighthouse in Fort Lauderdale, I believe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we went to the lighthouse, and turns out when you get to the lighthouse, you just go sit on the front of the boat, okay? And you lay and you talk and you kiss, and we were enjoying the perfect temperature, the perfect night, and he told me that he'd been dreaming of me. I called him Yachtsman. Yachtsman told me he'd been dreaming of me as he'd been waiting for my reply on the dating app. Well, and had seen my pictures on the dating app. After an hour or two, I told him that I was tired. I needed to get back now. And he said that he was sorry he hadn't had a chance to see me naked. And he said, maybe next time. All right, well, no promises. But I told him this wasn't going to be like the Uber trip from Orlando where the pretty driver showed him her boobs. I was thinking that maybe there's a reason why in the past 3 years he has only had first dates. Yachtsman told me that he really felt like so many women our age are needy. He said, like, why haven't you answered me back? He said the same thing. Why? I can see you read my message. I get that too, but from men, and it's stressful, I got to admit. No rush. We were taking things slow. We'll see if anything develops. Yachtsman said he wanted to see me again that day, and it was my birthday. It will be my birthday at midnight. He's 47. I was 51, so I'm 55 now, so that's 4 years ago. At that time, I said, no expectations, grateful for a great day, and Yachtsman is charming. It would be nice to have more, but let's just see what happens. And that's the way it completed. And then I can only tell you from memory, I remember finding out that Yachtsman was married.
No.
Yeah, I can't remember how I found out. I was actually looking for the follow-up blog. And I don't know. I don't know if a girlfriend did a background check or if his wife texted me. That's happened before. I don't know. I don't remember, but it was disappointing. And now I have this mattress with the mattress cover on it, just in case anybody's sweaty that I want to sleep with. Just in case I sleep with anybody sweaty. I do have a mattress cover now to protect my mattress. So there you go. There you have it. Anyway, I think it's time, Ben.
Yeah? What time is it? Is it for the real estate minute?
The real estate minute. I think it's time.
I think you're right.
So, according to a post that I saw, it was October 20th of 2023. Florida dominates top real estate markets to watch in 2024 by the author Mike Sefton. Okay, it says Floridian cities constituted 3 of the top 5 real estate markets to watch in 2024, namely Sarasota, Fort Myers, and Orlando. Jacksonville, Miami, and Tampa also ranked highly in the index by Insurify. Okay, in light of high interest rates and low inventory, the U.S. housing market is posting sluggish growth. However, Florida seems to be bucking the trend with sustained activity and faster growth across in real estate markets. However, the Sunshine State has experienced rapid population growth in recent years, which is driving up the demand for housing. Meanwhile, a strong supply of new housing units is bolstering inventory and attracting new buyers. So that's good news. So like I said, this is a great time to be buying, investing in anything in Florida. You're always going to be happy. You're always going to make money, and you're going to have a great place to offer people to live and enjoy their life here in Florida. Right, Ben?
Yeah.
We love it.
We love it.
We love it here in Boca where we are. Anyway, listen, I'm here. I'm all over the place. Being Tracy, living Tracy, I can offer you, if you don't have a realtor if you do have a realtor, great. Work with your realtor because that's the best person to help you find a property to buy, sell, invest, okay? And if you don't have a realtor, please reach out to me. There's my number on the screen. I'm with Keller Williams. We have a worldwide team to help you with residential, commercial, any kind of property that you want to buy, sell, and invest. And as well, I have this podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the major podcast stations. And I would love if you could give me some love and like it. Subscribe to my channel. I know that Spotify has you say what you liked about it or something. Any kind of love you can give me really helps me with the algorithm so that more people see my message. And I'm really thankful for all of you. And I'm sending you lots of love this holiday season. And I'm wishing you all to have a wonderful, wonderful 2024.